Really? What's up, family? It's your boy MJ, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Me. With them two.
Really?
Yeah, really. I'm MJ, and she is.
I am Lady Des.
And together, we happen to be what they call the
The
Shenanigans Crew.
Shenanigan Crew.
Yeah, yeah.
MJ, I need you with a little bit more enthusiasm.
We'll
And
get
why are
there.
you looking like huh?
We'll get there.
Why are you saying that?
Why I'm
I need you
because
with a little bit more enthusiasm.
it's
It's
all about
Monday
tonight's.
night
Mm-hmm.
and the vibe is right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out why you acting the way that you are.
We're gonna get there. It's a
Okay.
little later in the show, but we're definitely going to get to the reason for the attitude.
Mm. Okay.
So,
Okay.
family, tonight's show is going to be powerful, insightful, and yes, I've got shenanigans. So buckle up.
That's right. Tonight we're wrapping up the month of June. Woo! Isn't that ironic that the show falls on the last day of June, MJ?
The last day of June,
Yeah,
absolutely.
listen. Look, tonight we're wrapping up the month of June and shouting loud and proud because you know why, MJ?
Why, Lady Des?
Our men matter. Our men matter. And we look, hold on. We celebrate and we honor and we recognize Men's Health Month in the month of June. Now, hold on. let me get let me get my thoughts out. Let me get my
Please,
thoughts out. So
please.
tonight we're going to take the time to honor all of our kings out there. Now, I know y'all say, Lady Des, you usually do this all month long, right? Like from day one. Soon as June 1st is coming in, I'm honoring a man every day of the month. However, Lady Dez's schedule has been bombarded. I have been the caregiver, the nurse for my husband. We've been working on this book that we try to complete within the deadline time, which we made it. We made it. And I just couldn't let this month go out, MJ, without honoring our men because our men do matter. Now go
Yes,
ahead.
we do. We do matter. However, with all of the tools of incompetence that you just shared with me,
I didn't just share it with you. I shared
yeah,
it with everybody because I wanted
okay,
them
well,
to
that
know.
you just shared with the world how busy your schedule is. There was 30 days in the month of June. She waits till the very last day to decide that she's going to honor all men together. Typical. Mother's Day, you get this great big old, they shut down restaurants and they charge you triple. Men's Day, just like Father's Day, she gonna give us a tie, and we're supposed to be happy about it. That's okay. I'm gonna be happy. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But we want you to know, men, that you are valuable, you are needed, and we all matter, whether she gives us all month or just a day.
Listen, some men in this world didn't even get nothing, okay, at all. No recognition, no honor,
And
no
we're used to
nothing.
it. We're used to it.
But that's not that's where the dynamic needs to change though, MJ.
So
I don't
change.
want I don't want the men to get used to that. No, they deserve more. You deserve more. My husband, Eddie, deserves more.
He
There's so
absolutely
many men that
does.
are out there that are great that deserves more. I don't like the fact that you all are saying we just used to it. No, you all are valuable and you deserve to be honored and recognized.
Well, you just proved my point by waiting till the very last day of the month to say, men, you matter.
You know what? I'm hurt because years prior to this year, I have done it every day. Do you know what it's like to try to get information from men all over the country
Des, let me
and
ask
to
you a
and to
question.
honor them?
Let me ask you a question because you're talking about last year. If you made a cake last year and the cake that you made this year was better than the cake you made last year, which cake are you going to remember?
The cake this year.
Exactly. So we're remembering the cake that you did not bake for this year.
Wow. Wow.
But we
So,
do, but we say thank you. We say thank you for taking a day.
but you know what? But you know what though, MJ, with me, uh, you don't know when you're gonna get honored because I can do this all year long. You know what I'm saying? So we just don't have to limit it to the month of June. I just take the month of June because Father's Day is in this month. It's Men's Health Month, and I just wanted it to be all things men, you know. But unfortunately, unfortunately, by me being the nurse and the caregiver and dealing with trying to get this book out, right?
Once
Just
again, I'm
time
hearing,
didn't permit. So
once
I'm
again,
I'm so glad, MJ, that the show ended or the show fell on the ending of the month of June.
once again, we got a day from you, and I'm going to say thank you. And I'm not going to spend any more time on harping on this. So we're going to just continue.
Oh gosh, what? So, like I said, men, we honor you, and we're grateful for you all. There's so many dynamic men that are doing great things in our homes, in our communities, in our churches, in our schools. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And I think what happens, MJ, that the good men get lost in the shuffle with all the negativity. No,
If it isn't the negativity, it's the, oh, how busy my schedule is, or oh,
no, I
how I,
mean, I'm I thought we were going to let that go and just continue and just highlight these courageous, honorable, valuable, worthy, mighty men of valor. You know, our men matter. And when I say our, it's all of our men. However, I do want to really focus on our black men because there's such a stigma on our black men that, you know, they're deadbeats. They don't show up. Um, they don't work. They don't provide. They're all dogs. It's just so many different. Why are you looking like that?
the dog part.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've heard it, and I know you have heard it. You're a man.
Well, just because I heard it, I don't live it.
No,
And
I'm just
then,
saying these are the things that are said about
mm-hmm,
men, and they're
mm-hmm,
all put in the same bucket, and it shouldn't be because you really do have great men out there that are, like I said, in the homes, that show up for their children, that show up for their grandchildren,
and
that
do.
are in the schools, and you have men that take on children that don't even belong to them, but because they know the role of a man or the role of a father in a child's life, they know what's needed, so they step up in that place. So, like, I think is honorable to honor the men. I know it's one day, but I just want to take this time to just honor because a lot of times the volume and the excitement and the raw comes from those that are negative, and it shifts the focus from the good men to the men that may not be so good or doing nothing at all.
Once again, thank you for the day. You didn't have to do it, but you did.
So listen, everybody, I do have a video. Can you introduce the video, MJ? I got the video. I got it loaded. I'm ready to let it roll. And listen, if you don't see your face in this video, like I said, I created this video last year, and I think I added about 3 more slides to the video. But it's just not limited to these men. You know, there are so many other dynamic men. And I just want to say this before you introduce the video, is that and why I'm so gung-ho about it, MJ, is because I didn't see those type of men growing up. I haven't worked with those type of men, not that I know of. You know, I have an awesome father. I had an awesome father-in-law that actually showed up. They have been there for their children. They have been in the home. They are great providers. They're great supporters. My dad, I can't say he's my number one now because I'm married, but he supported everything. And I never not known my dad not to show up for something, as well as my uncles. So I was never exposed to, and I'm not saying that it's not bad men out there or men that don't show up, but I have never been exposed to that type of man. And there are so many men that I have connected with. I'm like surrounded by a sea of men. And to be honest,
you don't listen to none of us.
Huh? Really? A lot of the majority, I don't even know. I can't even think of one that is in close proximity that doesn't take care home and doesn't show up for their children and don't show up for their grandchildren. So I commend all the men, especially our Black men, that are standing up and showing up.
So with that being said, as she just gave us a whole dissertation, we want to highlight men who are making positive, powerful impacts and leading by example. So tonight our focus will be amplifying the recognition of some of these remarkable individuals.
When you speak, so be mindful of the words you release. See, I know that life has challenged you, but the King in me came to speak to the King in you. You were born to rule, and I came to tell you, there is a King. Let the kings worship him today. Let the kings worship him. Come on, y'all, let's say it one more time. Let the kings worship him today. Let the kings worship him.
Oh, I'm so touched. I have to say, MJ.
That was very, very impactful. Thank you for waiting to the last moment to put it together. But
wow.
But we thank you for such a touching tribute to men, not just those men, but men everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, we have men that are doing a phenomenal job. Look, David Merritt is on. Your dad, Eddie, MJ, and me in that order. Wow. And Brenda Johnson, thank you so much. Hello. Look, my husband is on. Eddie Hall, phenomenal, a phenomenal man. I can't ask for anything better.
Neither should you try.
Oh, MJ, that was so sweet. Yes,
That wasn't for
but
you. That was for Andy.
oh, well, okay. Well, thank you, David. Thank you, Dave. He always gives us something in his order. Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
But no,
I
honestly,
was just go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I was
No,
just
I was just glad to be included in that number. A lot of times we as men get the short end of the stick um, when it comes to the holiday, when it comes to just uh, with dealing with everyday lifing.
right,
Moms always get all of the spotlight and the sunshine. Not saying that they don't deserve it, but you have some men that are also single fathers. You have some men that work just as hard to make sure that family not only stays together but gets pushed and noticed. Just remarkable men altogether. So big ups to every man everywhere that's doing something positive.
absolutely, absolutely. Those that are mentors, those that are leaders, because it's hard to take on those roles. Like you said, MJ, with everything else going on, and they're just trying to hold it together. I
Right.
look at the courage and the strength that my husband has, like all that he's been through. Just to kind of physically look at him, you would never tell that he went through a heart surgery or extensive surgery. And then even after that, it was two more other smaller procedures that he had to go through, and
Right.
just going to labs every day, dialysis. He just took a hard hit, but he found it his way to still be involved, to make sure that we're okay, that we had a roof over our head, air is on. you know I could just imagine all of that was going through his head, in the hospital, and then coming home, hoping that everything still will function. And I'm just grateful. I really admire his courage. I admire his strength. We just celebrated 27 years, and just putting everything together in that short period of time. I don't know how long he's been planning it. I think it was overnight type of thing, but it executed
Ooh, you
very, very.
last minute people, Jesus. I just want to say that Eddie did it. He went through all of that he went through, and he did it with a smile. So for
He
that, I
did.
commend him because that shows strength within itself. But for all the viewers, I want you to go ahead and drop a name of a man that you guys honor. We'll try to shout him out because we just want men everywhere to know that yeah, we do matter. We matter.
Yeah, you guys do matter. And you know what? David is on here, and I want to commend David as well. And everybody knows David and I are very close. We talk every day, like literally every day. And from the first time I met him, and to even now, the growth that he has acquired has been phenomenal. You understand? It's like you never knock a man from trying. And he is one, I must say, from the streets, been to prison, and just been through so much. Just been through so much. And
Why you gotta be putting him out there like that? Why you
no,
gotta
I
mention
mean,
he went to prison? See, this is why the man
I'm
is
not
always
sharing
holding us
anything.
down because you can't let him get past.
I'm just saying the triumph, the overcoming, because he could have stayed stuck. This is what I'm saying. He could have
Not with a
stayed
voice
stuck.
like that.
But you know what? Sometimes no matter how much people tell you you're it, or you got it, or you're that, if you don't think it for yourself, it doesn't matter. But I commend him, and I often tell him this. I commend him from trying. I commend him for evolving and wanting to be a better man. I commend him for not seeing himself the same way how he used to see himself. You know, when you have people that desire change and want change. So I honor him for that. I commend him for that.
Well, we're gonna celebrate all y'all tonight. So
Yes.
whether you're leading a family, you're a business or a ministry, thank you for being who you are. just know your voice is needed, your strength is needed, your presence is needed. Young people need somebody and something to look up to. And we are it. We are it for this upcoming generation, because somebody needs to help before they get lost in the shuffle.
Right. And you know what? A lot of the men have gotten lost in the shuffle, and then they had to learn later on how to, pick up that shovel and get that dirt off of them, that they will grow and be a help to somebody else that is coming along the way. So, like I said, we're just going to continue to commend the men, all of the fathers that have showed up or been showing up, that are taking care of their grandchildren. It's a lot of young papas out there, and they may have missed times with their children, but they definitely want to pour into their grandchildren. They want to make sure that they don't miss any more time.
Absolutely.
And another thing about Eddie, when I first met Eddie, I had a child already. He had a child already. And yes.
We've all heard the love story.
No, I'm not giving you a love story, but I'm telling you, Eddie had a child that stayed long distance, or he has a child that stays long distance in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And he was very intentional every year, about 2 or 3 times a year, that we travel to make sure that he spent time. He could have made any type of excuse, but the excuses were off the table when it came to our children.
No, it's somebody else in that family that makes excuses, but we're not calling no names. we're going to the chat. We're giving a shout out to Alexander Kelly, James Lewis, James Jeffrey Johnson, Anthony Johnson, just to name a few of the men that have did some fantastic, phenomenal things. So just shout out to you guys, and you keep dropping those names. We'll keep shouting them out as we move throughout the evening.
Absolutely. So all of those men, thank you, Miss Brenda. Every one of them that you name, listen, we send our appreciation to all of those men. Continue doing a great job. Just by Miss Brenda putting your name in the chat, somebody see you.
They see you. That's right.
Yeah, and they see the job that you're doing. So if you ever felt discouraged, or like nobody sees the job that you're doing, we see you. And Miss Brenda Johnson just put your name in the chat. So thank you. Pastor Gaston E. Smith. Yes. He is a community leader, a pastor, a father. He is just so many things to so many people. And let me tell you, he is loyal. He is very loyal. And I just love how his church family loves on him.
That's my cousin, so I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and then I'm like, how do he does it all? And he really caters to his senior members, the elderly. So I love it.
Yeah, he just has that heart. He has a heart for people. And if ministry wasn't his thing, I'm sure he would be doing something that was community based, because that is really, really just who he is.
Right. And Friendship is one of those churches. The hospitality is unmatched. Listen, I think I have been to, or at least visit. This is how I feel, that I've been to everybody's church in Dade County, at least. I know Broward, I done missed a whole lot, but Dade County, I feel like I done visit so many churches, and hands down, the Friendship is one of the ship is one of those ministries that are on the top 5 as far as hospitality. Yes. So listen, just drop those names in the chat. We want to shout out all of these great men that are doing phenomenal jobs in our community, no matter where they are. We just want to say thank you to all these mighty, strong, courageous men, regardless of what you face on a day-to-day basis, when you go out in the real world, the working force, and just mentally what you battle with in your mind, and you still show up. You still are there for your families. Thank you all so very much. We appreciate you all. And this night is dedicated to you all.
Aw, thank you. Now get off the stage.
Because you are the stage.
Speaking of you are the stage,
Yes. Let's talk about it.
this
Let's
book is someone said this morning that, you know, the world needs this book. Artists needs this book. Anybody that's venturing into business, this book is for you. So the overall message of the book talks about your purpose. We give you affirmations. We talk about confidence over cockiness, how to be humble, professionalism, stage presence. We talk about, if you are an artist, how to get your music heard, listened to, what steps you should take, how to take those steps, and who to network with, because that's a really, really big thing. A lot of people that have entered into the industry of music entertainment didn't know what steps or which people to hang around. So those are just some of the things that are in the book. What's your take, Lady Des?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I want everybody to know that it's a guide. It's a reference guide that will guide you through the basics. These are the basic things that you should know. And you and I know both, MJ, working in radio media, working with artists. I was astonished how many artists didn't know. They didn't know. And it got to the point that some of them were afraid to even share that they didn't know, you know, because it could be shameful, it could be embarrassing because you've been in it for so many years, but you've just been singing. Matter of fact, and I'm sharing this, MJ, because Mr. Alan Pringle of the Gospel Legends in the quartet arena, this is a major group. And he said when they first started out and they were doing so well, just singing, someone had to pull him in and mentor him and show them, hey, this is what you need. You know, they had to guide them. He said he had no idea about tax IDs, nothing about codes, any of this stuff. And these are the same type of, should I say, testimonies or stories that we've been hearing since the people have been knowing that You Are the Stage is approaching, right?
And the good thing, Des, is that this book is an easy read.
It's an easy read.
It's an
Right.
easy read. And then we also gave you a section where you can self-reflect. We've got affirmations. I think Lady Des even dropped some scriptures in there. So it has everything that you'll need to succeed on the stage.
Absolutely. And because of not knowing, a lot of the artists, a lot of people get discouraged because of people who they networked with and they thought that they were going to be supportive and wasn't supportive to them. So a lot of discouragement came along with that. So the affirmations is there to actually build encouragement. So if you are a dream chaser, singer, creator, speaker, anything, any purpose driven assignment that you have been slowful on, or you put it on the back burner because you were hurt, or you felt disenfranchised, you felt unseen, you felt that you got the short end of the stick, this book is for you. This book is for you. I just pray that it just be a not only just a book, but a hope of a sign of inspiration, of hope. At the last chapter in the book, I kind of ended it with just encouragement, because no matter what you're doing, whether it's in music, singing, in your business as an entrepreneur, building a business, financial advisor, whatever the case may be, whatever you are, there are times where you figure, is this for me? Is
And
this really
yes,
for me?
yes, it is for you because not only is it part encouragement, it's a part blueprint, but one thing about it, it's all facts. And I'm guaranteeing that you are going to love it. And you can get it for just $25 on July 24th.
Now, the $25 is for the book launch. Okay, it's the book launch. The extra $5 because we want to give you little light refreshments and some extra goodies that we have planned out for you. But the actual cost of the book is $20. And but let's go back. Let me go back to the book launch, MJ, because we're only limited, I think, to about 60 people. I
It's a lot
want to
of
say.
people.
So listen, people are already registering. When we put it out that night, when I got home, I checked the email and there were people actually requesting to register. So I felt great about it. I was motivated. Why
Hmm.
are you looking like that?
I'm just looking. I'm taking
But
this
yeah,
all in.
yeah. So just don't think it's only for artists, but this is for any, like I said, any dream chaser, anybody that want to just say, hey, it's my time to step up and step out.
And that it is. So, with that being said, make sure you get your copy of the book. You are going to love it. What did you do this weekend, Des?
Um, I did fulfill my date with you, and we were at the Rise Up Summit. You did a phenomenal job facilitating, by the way.
Well, thank you. That is what I do. I get paid to facilitate.
Yeah, but it was an awesome panel. I think a lot of people needed to be there. They have to tap into these resources and these conversations that are in our community.
So, let's just go back a little bit. This
Mhm.
Saturday was the uh, conversation about generational wealth brought to you by the Rise Up Legacy Foundation. And what we did was we had just a little networking party where we talked about um, financial health, financial growth, real estate, life insurance, and how to monetize off of it. So, all of those things were things that, certain communities have a lack of knowledge in, and it kind of holds them back. So, the Rise Up Legacy Foundation decided to put on a little networking event where they broke down all of the how to's, how to make it. And Des, there was something that we discussed that neither one of us knew about. Something that had to do with homestead taxes, and that
Yes, yes,
you know,
the
for
homestead
me,
exemption.
yeah, for me, somebody asked me if I thought it was impactful, and my answer was anytime you get people to learn something new that they can take and pass on to give them just the little bit of edge for financial wealth is impactful.
Absolutely. And what I liked about it was the room had a lot of men again wanting to learn how can they make a change in their finances? How can they create generational wealth for their children and children's children's and children's children's children? Because the Bible speaks about how we should leave an inheritance for our
For our
children
children's
from
children.
generation to generation. So
Absolutely.
so I love the fact that the men were there and they were engaging
Most
because it was
definitely.
definitely great information on on discipline of what we need to do in order to obtain a generational wealth and keep that
Absolutely.
going. Not only get it, but maintain it.
Right, right.
You
Shout out
know,
to Bishop Kevin Joyner Sr. for joining us. We honor
yes,
you
yes,
on tonight, sir,
yes,
because tonight Lady Des felt it not robbery to share the last night of June honoring men. So we honor you on tonight
yes.
as
Thank
well.
you for joining. Let me say this, and I want y'all to tune in. This is a shameless plug. I know we're on conversations with them too. However, tomorrow night. Tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
So
Bishop
that's what we're doing.
Joyner,
That's what we're doing.
yes,
That's what we're doing.
Bishop Joyner will be joining me for Quartet Sensations. 8 o'clock, y'all. Right here, same channel, and we want you all to tune in. Just had to put that plug in. But yes, so Bishop, we honor you tonight. Thank you for being a phenomenal father, a phenomenal person in the quartet industry. Listen, we appreciate everything that you do.
All right, so back to the generational wealth legacy. The panel was definitely life-changing. It was about legacy, investments, mindset, and we just wanted to make sure that everything that you got from that panel on that evening was how to make sure that the wealth that you have or don't have in this building continues to go on for generation to generation to generation, so that we are not left behind and you don't have to start from scratch.
Absolutely. And one of the things that they spoke about is how we as a people, Black and brown people, we like to fake it a lot of times. We like to look like we have it, but we don't have it. We like to look like things are moving, but we know things are not moving. And what happens is when a person dies or someone gets real sick, they have to, end up getting a GoFundMe. GoFundMe. So we want to prevent that. We want to make sure that you got your ducks in a row. We want to make sure that you're disciplined in your finances, because we do want to have an image to upkeep. You understand? And not actually have that showing in our bank accounts. So we just need to change and shift our mindset on how we deal and handle our money.
And not only handling your money, properties are so important. A lot of times the people in our community are left behind, and when we're left behind, we're too busy fighting each other to see the bigger picture, where this house or this property, this land can remain in our family for years and years and years to come, to where it never has to be lost. But, we have to educate ourselves on the right ways to do it. So the next time that the Rise Up Legacy Foundation puts on a summit, we'll definitely let you guys know. But I strongly suggest that you come out and gather all of that information. Glenn Payne, Miss Alphesia Payne, thank you for putting on such a phenomenal event. And I did not make it last night to Levi's birthday celebration, and I truly, sincerely apologize for that. But it was his birthday on last night, and that was a event of all events as well, from what I understand.
Happy birthday, Levi.
Yes,
and he did a phenomenal show last Monday night, by the way.
Yes.
Phenomenal show. So happy birthday. Listen, we just want you all to plug in to everything that is going on in our community, especially these resources that will build you as a family. Sometimes we put stress on ourselves and we keep hitting the same wall over and over again because our mindset hasn't changed. So once our mindset changes to be better, to do better, and to be more disciplined, we'll see changes in our family, changes in our finances, changes in our health. And let me add this, MJ. My daughter and I, daughters and I, whoever else is going to join us, I have no idea. We're going to start our diet. We're going to start our diet tomorrow. So y'all pray for me. Because it's going to be definitely hard thing at the beginning,
ma'am.
So I'm trying to get my mind together to, okay, we're going to get this done.
Ma'am.
Yes.
I'm just saying, if I hear of anything about a high C orange, no ice, I'm blasting you. I'm just letting you know.
You heard what I said. I'm wrapping my mind around it. I'm already trying to find replacements for stuff that I know that I love. I'm really not a soda drinker like that, but I can just tell by high C orange, no ice, and you know that. So I'm planning on intaking more water.
Finally, I've been trying for
Yeah,
years.
so I think that's like my biggest challenge though. So let me tackle the big elephant in the room so I won't be the big elephant.
You know what? We're gonna move right along.
Yes. But yeah, so shifting your mindset, making those different changes, especially when it comes to finances. I'm not the richest person. I'm not saying that I'm not where I want to be, but thank God
No, no, no,
I'm not
no.
where I
Stop
used
it.
to be.
Stop. I have to stop you because one of the things that we learned on Saturday night was that we have to speak those things. We
Yeah.
have to speak them. So I don't know about you not being the richest person, but I'm the richest person in the room right now.
Well, listen, one thing,
Okay.
you're right. You're absolutely right. And I remember some years ago when I wanted to make a change, right? Because you gotta be sick and tired of being broke or without, right? So you have to make some changes. And one of the things I did, I took away all overdraft protection. Absolutely cut it off completely. So
But see,
that was just a start.
that's not your problem. Your problem is a high C orange with no
No,
ice.
no, no, no. But I'm just saying. And then another thing, I started telling myself I would never be broke another day in my life. I would never be broke another day in my life. And I met that.
And you know what, Des? Sometimes it takes people actually hitting rock bottom, and using the last bit of change that they have to eat for the week, and that's a situation nobody wants to be in. So yes, you have to get tired of being tired and change your
Yeah.
mindset on how you spend and what you spend on. And yes, we all want to look good, but there's a way to do it. Now, I ain't gonna say I'm a shop thrift, but I might do clearance. I ain't doing thrift though.
I know you ain't. But listen, I'll do some thrifting now. I will do that. I will. You like Eddie. Eddie won't do thrifting.
No, I
But
can't.
each his own, each his own. And we're not saying that you have to do that, but
Right.
just be mindful. And that's what they were sharing. Just be mindful of what you're spending out. Because a lot of time we inflict these pains on ourselves instead of, having that shift in mindset. And a lot of times it's all image driven. We want to be the best dressed. We want to have the finest shoes. You understand? The handbags. I have no image to uphold, honestly. I really don't. But I definitely wanted to show in the legacy that I do pass down to my children. I want to hold on to my property that I do have. Because bless God, the house that we're in, it's not no big house, but I thank God for the house that we're in
It's not
because
big.
it's not big. It's not
It's not
big at
big.
all.
It's
The
not big.
property is big, but the house is not. But the good thing about it, my husband and I, we bought this house when we were very, very young. Very
Yeah,
young.
but you
I
you
was
can take a car and drive from one. It takes you like 5 minutes to get around the whole house.
stop telling people that. That is not true. That is not true. That is not true at all. I would one day, but
It's
I mean,
I've
you can
seen
drive
you
around the
do
house, but it won't be 5 minutes. It
it. That's how
definitely is
long it
not gonna be
takes.
5 minutes. No.
Okay.
But I was proud that we were able to get it so young and maintain it. Thank God.
Okay.
So just learning what to do in order to maintain your property and not sell it and pass it on. And that was one of the things that stood out to me was the homestead exemption and getting the trust also attached to that homestead exemption, because God forbids if something happens to us, we already have a trust in place where it will be going to our children, and they won't have to pay those high taxes because the trust is also connected to that homestead exemption. So it was just so much that we had to learn. And Ebony saw the book. We bought the book from Dr. Brian Hankerson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. How to manage your finances, how to manage your money.
The book
Financial
is called
Freedom.
Financial Freedom. Yes.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to go get the book. Keep talking.
Why you got to get the book?
I'm going to show them.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So the book was presented to the people that were at the seminar, so to say, on that evening. And Dr. Hankerson is very, very knowledgeable when it comes to finance. That's his business. That's his passion. We talked about finance. We talked about real estate and definitely life insurance, you know, what policies to get and how to make those policies work for you. Just one of the nuggets that was dropped was that if you have, you know, a grandchild or a child that is young in age, you can start them off now with $1 million policy. And, you know, you can pay not pennies, but, you know, less than hundreds of dollars on that policy. And by the time they're 20, 30, they have equity in that policy where they can pull out money and do, you know, whatever it is that needs to be done, whether that be purchase a residence or start a business. So there's things that you can do when it comes to life insurance and the type of policies that you get. And there she is with her book.
Yeah. So listen, Ebony, this is my baby girl. She already ordered a savings kit, like to help her save money. She just finished college. She's going into the police academy. So of course she wants to make sure that her financial state is in order. And that was something that my husband and I, we always taught our kids about credit, making sure that, you know, they have good credit, that nobody use their credit. They don't share their credit with nobody. Don't give out such and such information. And she was like, oh, this is what I need. So we were kind of, you heard us, MJ. We was kind of having it out about the book. So I told her, I'm going to read it and then I'll pass it on to her. So just, you know, just in that young mindset to make sure that my financial state is in order. It's awesome.
Absolutely. It is definitely a book that each and every one of you can get. He don't even know we're doing this. We're talking about his book. We're not pushing his book, but we pushing his book. This is the second time I said that this week, right?
Yeah.
We're not pushing his book, but we're pushing his book. So yeah, it's called Financial Freedom, and
Understanding Money Management
on Amazon, and his name is Dr. Brian Hankerson. Yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's almost that time.
Yeah, it's almost that time. Listen, y'all, this has been a great hour. We just, like I said, we just wanted to honor men, uplift men. You all do so much. You all carry so much. And we just want to let you know that you're not forgotten. We want to remember you. We want to honor you. We want to recognize you. So thank you so much for all that you do in this community, in your families, at church, in the schools, wherever it is that God has assigned you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. You were going to say something.
Thank you for that positive impact. But before we go, we want to remind you guys that got a brand new YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Conversations with them two. So go and subscribe right now.
Yes. So as we grow, we don't want to just be mundane and staying the same. We want to evolve and be relevant. So yes, like MJ say, go and subscribe to Conversations with Them Two on YouTube and just follow us. And we have so many different conversations that we're going to have, so many different guests. And matter of fact, we're going to try to get this panel that was there this weekend on Conversations with Them Two, so you all can hear this information as well. And I'm going to task that to MJ. MJ has the plug. So we got to use our plugs, y'all. We got to use our plugs.
Ma'am, how come every time I get around you, I wind up getting more work? I don't understand.
So listen, because our people need this information. Our people need it. They need to know what to do.
Glenn Payne, if you're
time out for us
watching,
to keep being stuck.
Glenn Payne, if you're watching, get a hold of Lady Des.
He gonna be calling me soon as it's over.
So listen, fam, once again, we want you to make sure you subscribe. So click the bell, leave us a comment, definitely share with a friend, because we about to blow up and we want y'all to be a part of it.
Yes, it's so many things that are coming down the channel, and we want to share this journey with you all, because you all have been on this journey with us from the very beginning. None of this stuff was planned. It kind of just fell in our laps, and we're enjoying the ride. We're enjoying the journey, and we're so sincerely grateful on what God is doing in our lives.
That's right. So with that being said, don't forget, you can catch us each and every Monday night right here at 8:30 p.m. Facebook Live and on YouTube. You know, drop us a DM. Let us know if there's a topic you want us to talk about. Hit us up. We'll consider it, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
And listen, the book launch is July 26th. July 26th. If you're in the South Florida area, hey, if you want to meet MJ and I, you want to fly down, you want to drive down from wherever you are, you don't stay in the area, you are welcome, but you must register. Listen, everybody, you must register to attend. We have I won't say a very small room, but it's limited space. Okay. So it's going to be filling up fast. It's already filling. So please make sure you register. Make sure that we know that you're coming so we can accommodate you well. Okay. Yeah, so that's July 26th. To attend the book signing, the book launch is $25. The book itself is $20. However, when you pay the $25 for registration to attend, it's already included the book. Okay.
The book and Lady Des and her Junkanoo band and all of that, because
don't tell them that. Don't tell them that.
Ain't no telling what this woman got planned. I don't know, but I'll be there, and hopefully we'll see you guys there. So until next Monday night at 8:30 in the p.m., Lady Des, we are the stage. What? You got more?
No. You are the stage. I'm just gonna play on our way out. Listen, I'm just gonna play the tribute video again to our men, and I just want the men to know that you are greatly appreciated. You are seen. We genuinely thank you. You are worthy. You are valuable. And listen, don't let nobody else tell you otherwise. Thank you so much for you trying so hard to be that better person.
We appreciate you, and we'll see y'all next week.
When you speak, so be mindful of the words you release. See, I know that life has challenged you, but the King in me came to speak to the King in you. You were born to rule, and I came to tell you, there is a King in you. Let the kings worship him today. Let the kings worship him. Come on, y'all, let's say it one more time. Let the kings worship him today. Let the kings worship him.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.